So when you keep communities of cichlids, you're guaranteed to get competition in your aquarium. It's just the way of cichlids. These fish are very competitive towards each other, especially towards their own species. So this video was just to point out some of the competition that I'm witnessing in this aquarium. So we have my Cichlids peacock bass, the speckled peacock bass, right underneath the gold jaguar. That fish is about, I'd say 10 inches. And then we have over here the Cichlids Orinoco, the guy in the back. He's about, I'd say 7 inches. And these guys are competing for a place in the tank. We have the cat taking a close look as well. But yeah, these two guys are some of the smallest fish in the tank, and they're competing so that they won't be at the very bottom of the hierarchy. Now, one of the things I don't mind about these fish competing, one little cat on top of the tank. You can't see it because it's kind of dark down there, but she's on top of that tank. But yeah, one of the things I like or don't mind about these fish competing is the fact that when they compete, they do show some intense colors. So the Cichlids, he was already looking awesome, but the Cichlids ocellaris, this guy right here, look at that green body. When I first put him in the tank, he had a brown body and he had like gold spots and stripes. Now he has the green body and those stripes are now starting to become round. And by the way, I did put the parasite in his tank last night, and already he's gained more dominance over these two peacock bass, and he's doing awesome. I put him down here because he wasn't doing too well upstairs. You see he has some scars. I'm not sure where they came from, but upstairs he wasn't doing good. I'm not sure if the Jack Dempsey did that to him, but I put him in this tank. At first he was having some problems with the pike and with the bass, but luckily we have this heroic piece of driftwood keeping them all safe. But yeah, back on topic. So yeah, I like the fact that when they compete, they do show some intense colors. I also like the fact that these fish, when they compete, they're going to do whatever it takes to get bigger. Both of these fish get really big. At the end of the day, this guy is going to get bigger, the Cichlids, but both of these fish do have a lot of growing to do. So because of that, they're going to eat whatever I put into the tank. Initially, when they were separate in their own aquariums, they were very picky eaters, and that's the reason why I have this feeder tank, because I could only feed these fish live foods and they refused anything else. I put them in this tank together, and within a couple of days they're already eating raw fish. That was the smelt that I felt them earlier. No doubt if I would have kept these fish alone by themselves, they would have still been on feeders, but because they're in this tank, these two smaller guys are competing, so they want to eat whatever I put into the tank. I put the smelt in there and they're devouring it. So it's easier to train peacock bass because of the competition. So that's also another advantage of these fish competing. Now, like I said, you do get your ups and downs, and when it comes to competition, I do believe that the downs outweigh the ups. And the downs is just that they get so aggressive. They take this competition thing way too far. They're willing to kill the other fish that's competing with them. And a good example of this with these two smaller guys is really not that severe because they're so small, they're really not going to do too much damage. But this bigger guy back here, this is my large Cichlids Orinoco. Look at him back there. He's swimming sideways. He has those darker colors. Notice how he's so dark. Normally he's a light green color. He's so dark because he's trying to sneak up on these guys and attack them. So that's the downside to the competition. As big as he is, he's still feeling a threat from these guys. So he's, look at him. As big, look, see, he just attacked the Cichlids. So as big as he is, he still feels threatened by these guys because they're the same species. He's smart. He knows that eventually they're going to get as big as him. The biggest threat is going to be this species right here, the Cichlids Orinoco, because it's the same type as him. So if it's a male, they're going to go crazy. If it's a female, they might mate up and pair up, which might be a problem in the future. But if it's a male, it's definitely going to be a lot worse. But look at him. He's just non-stop harassing these fish. Now, he doesn't cross this side because that driftwood, he's afraid of it. So this guy over here is okay, the Cichlids Orinoco, but the Cichlids, he's in danger because he's not going to cross over because that's the Orinoco's territory. So now he has to stay in this tank with this big guy stalking him. And like I said, the big problem is that these fish take it way too far. If this fish had his way, he would have killed these two smaller peacock bass long ago. Now I have all these decorations, and that's the reason why this guy is still okay. He doesn't have any torn fins, any injuries. This guy, actually, you see his face, he has that scratch, and that's because he's just crazy. He's going too far. He's smashing into rocks, driftwood, all in the effort to get this guy. So I'm going to leave the rocks and driftwood in here because that's the only reason why this guy is still alive. But yeah, everyone, that's just the life of these cichlids. You know, cichlids are some of the smartest fish out there, and it's just their sense telling them that this is a small aquarium, even though it's 350 gallons. For these fish, it is a small territory, and this guy knows that these two smaller guys are going to get big, and they're going to be competition for him in the future. So his idea is to eliminate them. Same thing with these two. Their goal is to eliminate each other, and that's just the life of cichlids. Now back to these smaller guys. This cichlid Orinoco right here is a lot more aggressive than this Cichlid tomensis. Cichlid Orinoco in general, I've kept 4 species, and so far I'm finding the Cichlid Orinoco to be the most aggressive. And I've also heard from other people that they agree that the Cichlid Orinoco is the most aggressive out of all the species. Luckily for my Cichlid tomensis, eventually this fish will become the biggest because he grows to about maybe 36 inches in captivity, while these guys will max at around 25. In the wild they get 30 inches, but in the aquarium still probably max at a 24-25 inch range. So even though they are more aggressive, this guy is going to become bigger, and hopefully he will become the most dominant. And because he's not as aggressive, he should be a good tank boss. Fingers crossed. Now, if you're new to the channel and this is like your first time seeing this tank, I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what I have in here. So first off, you see the Oscar. This guy is a beast. Gorgeous looking fish. So common, but yet so amazing to keep. He's, I'd say, 12 inches. Behind him, we have the Parasite. Just came in here last night. Already moving up in the ranks. He's eating like crazy, so he definitely wants to grow, which is a good sign. Cichlid Orinoco, the small guy, shows you guys 7 inches. The Parasite, he's about maybe 7 to 8 inches. Flagtail Cichlids, my top most peaceful fish that I currently keep, and probably my favorite fish of all time. To the left, Cichlid tomensis, as you saw. Over here we have gold jaguar cichlid, a female gold jag, about 10 inches. 3 now tilapia, the biggest right there on the left side. The biggest is about maybe 10 going on 11 inches. The other 2 are about 10 inches. We have the Crinum cichlid lenticulata pike. This guy was being very aggressive towards the Parasite last night, but he calmed down. He's about 14 inches. Well, who else? We have the big Cichlid Orinoco back there. He's about, I'd say, 13 inches. We have 2 4-line pictus catfish back there, and then we also have a Lima shovelnose catfish. Let me see if I can give you a peek at him. Lima shovelnose, you can see his tail, this 4-line pictus, and then we have my ghost knife somewhere. He found a new hiding spot. He used to live inside this driftwood, but I have to use this driftwood to keep these peacock bass calm a little bit. So he lost his home, so I see him back there. He's behind that piece of wood back there. Now, by the end of the week, I plan on adding this guy back to the aquarium. This is the biggest fish that I currently keep. Cichla ocellaris peacock bass. Some people say it might be a hybrid. Some people say it's Cichla mono. I'm not sure. But this is a I'd say 18-inch fish. And he was down here because he was being very aggressive towards my larger Orinoco. That was before I added these 2. I decided to put him down here just so that he wouldn't kill these smaller guys. So I'm going to put him back into this aquarium Sunday, and hopefully with this driftwood floating around, they're afraid of it and it keeps them calm. But yeah, that's this aquarium. And if you're once again new here, I do plan on building a larger aquarium. I have the supplies here, and hopefully maybe late spring, early summer, I'll have most of these fish inside of a 950-gallon aquarium. Other than that, we work our way over here really quickly, and this red devil is really starting to get on my nerve. Look at him. Can you see him? This is all he does. He made a perfect hideout, and all you can see is like his back. So come a little bit closer, and this is the red devil hiding. That's all he does all day. So definitely very disappointing to know that the only thing that inspires this red devil is beating up other fish. When he was in this tank, he was swimming all around, but he was beating up fish, killing fish. I put him in a tank with smaller fish, and he's now depressed. So it sucks, and it just shows that this guy lives for competition. If there's no competition, this is him. Now, with him behaving like this, I'm not sure what I want to do with him long term. I definitely thought that the female would have brought just personality back into him, but it didn't. She's over here, and she did a little bit digging. She dug a little pit behind here. She's hiding right now, but she comes out, she eats, he stays hiding. You come under here, you can see him. And look, he sees me. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with him, because it looks like the only way to get the best out of him is to put him in a community, and you know how he behaves in communities. Other than that, we have the guppies doing a job of just being my entertainment, being that the main fish are always hiding, and they're doing a pretty decent job. Every now and then one of them does get sucked down into the filter, but that's an easy catch. The now tilapia looking awesome. These Jaguar Dovii hybrids definitely showing some interest and personality. Then down here we have the convicts. The cat shook him up, so normally he fights against my hand, but the cat was over here terrorizing, so he's scarred a little bit. But yeah, everyone, that's just what's going on. Now when this guy comes out Sunday, this thing is going to be empty, so I'm trying to figure out what should I do with it. I could put my male jaguar down here, and if I put him down here, he's going to grow faster because I'm able to feed him more, and he should start developing personality. I can even put him down here with that small female, get them breeding. Or I could put these Jag Dovis down there to get them growing. Let me know what you think I should do with this aquarium. But yeah, everyone, that's just what's going on in a fish room. These fish being competitive and just doing what they do best. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.